Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Momentum Monday. My name is Joe Gentle. Momentum Monday is all about momentum. It's about creating momentum for the week. And so you are here tonight to witness an interview with one of the most incredible guys I've met in this industry. And I got to tell you something. Just a very brief conversation with Jay Johnson today. Just a super good-hearted individual, big-hearted individual, and he's going to tell you, and we're going to go through his story here. So let me just tell you about him for a second. He is the founder of the team MOF, Millionaires on Fire. Okay, Team Millionaires on Fire. They're building a nice organization here within Asante Organics. He is a top earner in the industry of network marketing, direct selling. And in his last company was making a lot of money. He was way at the top of his last company. And he makes his home here now at Asante. You know, we talk a lot about being an excuse eliminator in this industry, right? Excuses are useless. We know that. You can make money, but you can't. You can make excuses or you can make money, but you cannot do both at the same time. Okay. And if there's anyone that has an excuse to not do something, it might be Jay, because Jay is blind, legally blind in one eye, and he has 40% vision in the other eye. And we had that conversation today. And I said, Jay, do you want me to talk about it? He goes, yeah, I want people to know that. He says, because I want them to know that when you have a why and when you have a desire, nothing can hold you back. And that's what breakthroughs are all about. So with no further ado, I'd just like to welcome our partner here at Asante Organics, Mr. Jay Johnson. Hi, Jay. Welcome to our Momentum Monday.
Hey Joe, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing
I'm
great,
super
man. I'm
excited,
doing
man. I'm
great.
super excited.
Good. So, I like to talk about a lot about the why first. The why, and then the how and the what, right? So it's always about the why. So, what was your why, and what for doing this industry? What got you excited? Why are you doing this? What is your big why?
Ooh, my why was my why was really to be transparent, to not go back to prison, right?
Okay.
Like, so when I came down with my rare disease of sarcoidosis, it was 2013, and I
Okay.
was serving a 10-year federal prison sentence for selling drugs, right? So from the age of 16 to 27, I made a whole lot of money selling drugs, right? I got arrested at 27. I got released at 37. So when I got released at 37, now I was legally blind. I couldn't see, I couldn't drive, right? So it was like I gotta figure out something that I can do that won't push me back to what I know how to do. Because it's like when you have that something tapped in your subconscious, you know how to do it. You could do it like without even thinking about it, right? So that was a skill that I had learned my whole life, was selling drugs. So now I got out, I was like, I got to do something different. I prayed about it. I found network marketing. I didn't have a network, didn't know how to use YouTube. I went to prison in 2005. So when I went to prison, I had a beeper and a flip phone. So when I got out, my mom got me an iPhone, and I was like, "What's this?" My nephew said, "You want to learn how to make money? Go to YouTube." So I went to YouTube and put in how to make money, and I was like, "I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to stay out of prison." So that was my why at that
Well, I'd say
moment. You know,
that's that's a big why, man. So where are you from originally? Where were you raised?
I was raised in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? Wow.
my
Wow.
dad was military, so I lived
Gotcha.
all over, but I was pretty much in Fairbanks probably since I was 13.
So you were kind of an entrepreneur at a young
Yeah,
age.
at a
And
young
it's
age.
funny. It's funny. One of the pastors that's in Asante, he has kind of a similar story. Was in, doing all kinds of crazy stuff and got put in jail and put in prison for 20 years and had an experience like no other. Now he has a prison ministry and he's very successful and he's in Asante using organic products. And it's amazing how you can turn your life around, boom, just like that when you want to and you're very prayerful and and you're very careful, prayerful and being careful, right? And so that's
Yeah,
that's
God did
amazing.
it, man. God did it. God did it all, man. I
Got to
gotta
give
say
him,
it, man.
yeah,
God truly did it all.
you got to give him the glory, man, for everything. And so network marketing. So you were involved in network marketing. You made a lot of money in network marketing, and you built it, and you
Yeah.
had this team concept of Millionaires on Fire. Tell us about Millionaires on Fire. Tell us about your team.
Well, my goal and my dream is to really just help everyday people, become a millionaire. Like that's the hardest thing to do, because people got to change their mindset. But I truly believe that a millionaire is really the middle class right now. Like just be middle class, you got to be a millionaire, right? So it's like I want to help as many people, to be able to reach that goal. So, I read, like Think and Grow Rich, you gotta write the vision, you gotta make it plain like the Bible say, and that's the vision, is to help as many people as I can, reach their financial goals. And what a perfect name is Millionaires on Fire, you know.
It is a great name. It really is a great team name. And you make your home here at Asante Organics now. So what do you see in Asante Organics? What do you see here? Why are you excited about Asante?
I'm excited. I like the leadership. Dr. JJ is amazing. Man, my upline Tammy's great. You're amazing. The owner is great. You guys really, pour into people and really do what you say. Like you really want to help people win. So that's one thing. And the products are amazing. Like really, like I told David that Angie hit me up asking me to do a testimonial. I'm like, all right, I'll do one on that. It's a good product. I was like, I'm trying to do one on the protein shake and the greens and the red. She said, everybody is. So
Yeah.
I'm like, those are my three favorites of the thing. And my wife loves the other products. So, I mean, I think it's an easy everyday switch for people to do things, especially now. What I like about Sante is, no matter what you're doing, this can fit into your lifestyle. Like no matter what other bills you're in, whatever, like Asante, this can fit because it has, the toothpaste, it has the cleaning products, it has the whatever. So it's like, hey, like I tell people, like you don't got to stop what you're doing. I hustle all kinds of stuff, but this right here can be a foundation for you to help you be with a company that's 20 years old and that's going to be here 5 or 10 years from now, you know, and
It's like
beyond. So
yeah, it's like a big co-op in a sense, It's a cooperative effort of us
yeah,
taking, of us, all of us taking money we're already spending on products we're already using. It's such a beautiful concept. And we're transfer buying now. We're redirecting, we're ditching and switching to Asante Organics. We have 110 products in our SKU, in our arsenal. I mean, we have everything.
yes,
We have everything to use, right? All kinds of, personal care, nutrition, cleaning, you name it. And it's all 100% USDA certified organic. The only certified organic superstore in the world is right here at Asante. So no matter what else you're doing, add on this vehicle to whatever you're doing because you're already spending that money. This isn't costing you any money. This is just making you money.
exactly. That's why I tell everybody, like, if you look at, like I tell people when I was, living my other life before network marketing, I wasn't just hustling one thing. It was multiple things. Because you never know, like there's always a drought and there's no drugs to sell. So you got to do something else. And in network marketing, it's like you got to be like Kevin Hart. You see him everywhere. I'm like, everywhere I turn, I see Kevin Hart doing something. So you right now, you got to be like Kevin Hart. And this is the best to tell people, like, you use toothpaste, you use shampoo, you use this, then you could use this business. Add it now.
Exactly. Exactly. It's unbelievable. And we're all wealth building with the money we're already spending. That's another thing. We're wealth building with our money because the money I put into Asante, it helps you. The money you put into Asante helps me. The money, your team does helps this team. The team, Breakthrough Bible Dream Team helps Millionaires on Fire, helps this one, helps that one. It's a collaborative effort. Dr. Breakthrough trains you guys. You guys help us. It's a collaborative effort of Team Asante, right? One dream, one team, family. we're family here at Asante Organics. And what a family it is. It's a very diversified family. It's amazing, different, not only just cultures, but occupations, right? I mean, my gosh, I mean, man, you were a master at selling. Too bad
Yeah.
wasn't legal, but now you don't have to worry about that anymore, right? That got taken away from you, and now, thank God, right? And now you have all kinds of stuff that you're doing, and very very successful. And what a story you have to share it with
Man,
people on how to
yeah,
change.
network. I love network marketing. I mean, it's crazy because God is amazing. And if you really think about my life, like, and you think about what God has done, he's not even done. I always tell people, like, I'm going to see again because I really believe that the reason that
Come on.
I'm not seeing, it's like Paul when he lost his vision, right? He lost his vision. And then once he was prepared and he was ready for what God had to him, he got it back, right? And for me, God was like, I need to take this dude vision because he's a hustler. Like, I got to put him in a position to where he can focus on what I need him to focus on. And that's what happened. And because of network marketing, I met my wife in network marketing, and I have a 3-year-old. That's all God. I had a 3-year-old at 45. You know what I'm saying? Like 45 years old. I have a 3-year-old baby, and I got married, and that's all God's work. And that's just, just staying the course, not giving up. That's the key. Like, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy, especially now. It's not easy, guys, but if you don't give up, if you don't quit and you believe and you trust God, I'm telling you, he will open doors and he will make things happen that you never thought possible. But you cannot quit. You cannot stop 3 feet from gold. Period.
Right.
So,
Like
um,
it's like that. It's like the gold mine story, right? Remember the gold mine
yes,
story, the Colorado gold rush.
yes,
The guy comes he's digging and digging and digging. This poor guy, he's digging and digging. See, he finally he quits. He just quits because everybody's calling
Darby.
him
His
dumb.
name was.
What's that?
His name was Darby.
Yeah, Darby's gold. That's right.
Yeah.
And then someone else comes in, starts digging, 6 inches in, hits the biggest gold vein in the history of the state. And he's six
Yep.
inches away, 6 inches away. That story, Jay, just so you know, that story I heard in 1992, that story kept me in this business because that would have been me, right? I'm talking, I'm prospecting, I'm trying. Everybody's saying no, this and that, right? I'm getting, I got everybody telling me how stupid I am for doing this. Oh, it ain't gonna work. It can't work. People try. Who are you to think you can make it happen? Including my own family, except my mom. My mom was my only cheerleader I ever had. She was my first recruit. I always tell people, if you can't recruit your mom, you may not want to do this. Maybe it won't be, maybe not that good in this business. I don't know, but I recruited my mom, and she was awesome. The only one that believed me was my mom, right? And so, but that story kept me in because that's my luck. I quit, and then the next day I would have met Jay Johnson. And then, right? I mean, see, and I said, no, I'm never going to let that happen. I'm never going to let that happen. So that story kept me in. And, I hear this all the time, and I get these questions all the time from the field. How do I build my business? What do you do? I know you do a lot of things, but do you have a main approach that you use for building your business? How do you like to build your business?
Yeah. I use social media a lot. And
Tell, tell me
I
about it.
use how so pretty much I kind of post the lifestyle. Like right now we got the challenge going on. So, that right there is the post about the challenge, post about your journey. Like because people don't buy products, they buy results. People don't buy, the ingredients. At the end of the day, if you really think about it, we do have the best products, but if people bought ingredients, McDonald's would be out of business. Let's just be real, right? So people buy results, people buy, what can this product do for me? What has it done for you? So if you show your results, people are going to buy that. They're not going to ask you the questions like what's in it because they're going to see that you're a product of the product, right? That's why they always have a dude with abs selling 3-minute abs or a dude with abs selling a pill for working out because you're going to look at the dude with the abs with the girl or the guy, and you're going to be like, oh, I want that. I'm going to buy it. You're not asking any questions, right? So that's what I do on social media. I just post my results. I just did a video today, me at the gym, 48-year-old come back, I'm gonna do the challenge, and I'm just gonna use the products, and I'm gonna start getting results, and eventually people are gonna ask me, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, I drink the shake, the greens, and the reds every morning." That's how you start. And they're like, "Okay, I need to buy that." Boom, right? So you kind of have your system, and you document your journey, and you tell people what you're doing, and then from there, network marketing is just about just introducing people to what you're doing and understanding the numbers. So that's all I pretty much do. Reach out to people. Hey, I seen that you checked out my reel, right? Or you checked out my stories. How are you doing today? Cool. And it's like, oh, are you into health and wellness, right? Just little stuff like that. People will say yes or no, but you just got to be consistent, like, because you're gonna get crickets. People aren't gonna like and comment, but they're watching. Trust and believe they're watching. So if you keep doing it and you keep showing up, eventually somebody's gonna say yes. Then the next person's gonna say yes, and then things are gonna change. You just gotta keep doing it over and over again. So that's pretty much what I do.
You know,
So
what you're talking about is what I call the no sell sell. Too many people are out there trying to bombard people with products. You don't bombard people with products on social media. What you do is you create curiosity. You create your lifestyle. What you're doing is you're selling the lifestyle. You're selling Jay Johnson right now. And Jay Johnson has something to say, but he's not going to bombard, he's not going to give it all away. He's going to wait for that contact. He's going to wait for that person to come to you, right? It's like pushing a rope. You can do a lot of things with a rope. You can, throw it around and lasso something, bring it back, but you can't push a rope. It doesn't go very far. And people are out there pushing ropes like crazy, and they're wondering why they're not getting any results because they're not doing it right. All these industries that you're in right now, all these things that you do, every single person in your circle, in your various circles, whether it's church, whether it's a business, whether it's family, they all take a shower, brush their teeth, use shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, right? I mean, drink shakes. People at the gym, people are drinking crummy, whey protein and whey isolate, which is dairy. We got to get them switching to vegan plant protein, Asante shakes. We got to get them using alkalizing products, right? We got to get them using the phytoclans. We got to get them using the cell salt. Cell salt is my favorite product right here. It is for hydration. Right. There you go. Yeah. Chocolate kiss.
that's that protein right there now.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. And the greens and the reds. And see, this is how you do it. And when you attract, this is called the law of attraction. Talk to me about the law of attraction, Jay, because you have it. I know you have it. Talk to me about that a little bit. How you use the law of attraction.
Oh man, I do all the time. I mean, you become what you think about. I listen to a lot of Kevin Trudeau, Bob Proctor. You know, there's tons of
Self-development.
people you could go out there and listen to, but you are
Self-development.
what you think about,
Right.
huh?
Self-development. Build your mental
Yeah,
muscles. This allow your
you have
mind to
to.
make up your pocket. Don't let your pocket make up your mind because if your pocket is broke, your mind's going to be poor. You want to be successful. You're successful already here before you're successful in your pocket. Talk to us.
Most definitely. I mean, and that's I advise everybody to read the book Think and Grow Rich,
Yes.
because that book right there will change everything for you. Like, read
Napoleon
that
Hill.
book and read that book and understand that when you speak words, those words are going to your subconscious. So when you tell yourself you can't recruit, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, you just killed your whole business, because you spoke into existence. The Bible says the words that you speak out your mouth become a reality. And that's what you just did, even though that's a lie. So you start telling yourself, hey, I can recruit. My team, every day I say my team is growing every single day. New and successful people are joining my business every single day. New and successful people are joining my business every single day. And you may not see any new and successful people joining your business, but I promise you, if you see it in your mind and you keep hold of that, it's going to become a reality. This is 95% of the strategy. The work is 5%. Most people are doing the work without the 95% and not getting results. It just takes time for it to come into fruition. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what
Yes.
I do. Like I believe that 100%. Like when God's ready for it to really explode, he's gonna make it happen. So I just sit back, I just do what I'm supposed to do every single day. And then that day comes, they be like, dang, he blew up overnight. And I'm like, oh man, all of a sudden 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, 300 people join this team. And you'd be like, I'm like, yeah, it was already, it already happened. You just now seen it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. They don't know the work you
So
put. They see the end result, but they don't see the work that was put into that end result, right? Because the same thing happened with me. After I
exactly.
started making all kinds of crazy money and residual income, I showed my dad a check. I remember as my check was going up, one of the checks I had was $43,000, right, in a month. And so I went home. I said, Dad, look what I made. He looked at it like a deer in headlights, because my dad probably made that a year, right? Truck driver, right? Tractor trailer. That's what I used to do for a living. He used to go, "Where'd you make that? Is that what you made this year?" I said, "No, it's what I made this month." He's going, "What?" Couldn't believe it, right? Because and then the check started going up over 65,000 a month. This and that, making $1 million a year in residual income, having beautiful things. Yeah, money's good to have. Of course, you can have beautiful things with it, but you have to be a good steward with your money, obviously. And believe me, I spent a lot of it. And you live and you learn. But what I'm saying is, if I would have listened to the naysayers, I would have been driving a tractor trailer for a living. I did not want to do that. I didn't see myself being that. I saw myself being full time in network marketing. I gave myself 10 years. I started when I was 32. I said, I don't know anyone retired at 42, even if it took me 10 years. I don't care. What am I doing anyway for the next 10 years other than working? Well, it didn't take 10 years. It took 3 years. And in 1995, I was full time. I got rid of my truck and was full time in this industry. But I used those principles in my life to build whatever I was doing. The success principles of developing people, building people, and having people build a business. Let's close out, Jay, on that note right there. Talk to me about how you build your people and how people build a business.
Man, I just pretty much, be a sponsor. Like I treat network. If you think about AA and NA, right? What does a sponsor do, right? When the person gets ready to go have a drink, what do? They call the sponsor. Hey, I'm about to drink. So I tell the people who join me, like, when you feel like you're ready to quit, call me so we can talk. So I can remind you why you started. Because at the end of the day, I can tell you all the books to read. I can tell you all the steps to take, but you're going to have to stay in the game. GPS, get in, plug in, and stay in until success finds you, right? And you have to see yourself winning. So there's a quote that I like to use all the time. What the mind of a man can conceive and believe, the mind of a man can achieve with a positive mental attitude.
Right.
Right?
Amen.
That's your focus. As you continue to work on your attitude, things start to change.
Right.
Period. That's all I tell people. I say every day, I'm like, okay, cool. So what do you think you need to work on? What do you need to work on personally? What does Jay Johnson need to work on before the next level comes? Oh, this is perfect. I got to work on my health. So that's my next level, right? So it's like, okay, I'm working on that now. Thanks to Asante, I'm working on that. So now, as I continue to work that, as Jim Rohn says, when you become more attractive, you attract more business and more money. So work on that, right? So
Yeah.
it's that's just what I do, and I'm just there for the people who want it, who want it. They know they can call me, and I'm there for them.
Perfect. And we're gonna close with that because we use, until you have your own testimony, we use other people's testimony. Until you're making your own money in this industry, you use other people's testimonies or other people's money in a sense of testimonies. And here I can say, well, listen, one of my partners in Asante, guy's legally blind in one eye, 40% vision in the other, was selling drugs when a kid was in prison for 10 years, came out of prison, mom bought him an iPhone, and now he's a millionaire in the network marketing industry. I say, you think it doesn't work? I promise you it works. I'm going to use that story. See? And that's how you build a business, ladies and gentlemen, using stories. Stories sell, facts tell. But like Dr. Breakthrough says all the time, transformational stories sell. You have to have your transformation. So thank you so much, Jay. You were
No
transformative on
problem,
this.
brother.
You were transformative on this Zoom. Thank you so much. I know you helped a lot of people. Thank you so much, Jay Johnson.